What's up, Kings? It's Keefe. There are a lot of times in your life where you're going to find yourself getting disrespected, and it's important to know how to handle it in different situations because not every situation is the same, and sometimes it's really not even disrespect, and you need to know how to tell the difference. We're going to get into all that and what you need to do when someone disrespects you in this video. Now, before we do that, hit that subscribe button and bell icon. This channel is all about helping you level up, become a high-value man and a winner. If that resonates, you definitely want to stick around and check out the channel. Now, let's get started. So the first thing I want to address when it comes to this subject is to not expect to be treated in a way that you are not acting. This is really important to understand when it's the type of disrespect where maybe it's you and a friend group and your friends are the type who really talk crap to each other, or maybe you're the butt of the joke, the bottom of the totem pole kind of guy in the friend group, and somebody's just really picking at you and all this kind of stuff, and you take it as disrespect. Well, it's really important to understand that respect is earned, not given. Everybody thinks they're entitled to respect as a human being, and you're not. So rather than getting mad at somebody for disrespecting you, what you should do is take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I acting like the kind of guy who's going to get disrespected? Most of the time, the level of disrespect that you receive in these types of situations is in direct relationship to how much you deserve to be disrespected. And a lot of times it's going to come down to, are you acting like a bum? Do you have your crap together? Are you good socially? All these kinds of things. If you're like the kind of guy who plays the victim, complains, doesn't take action, he's afraid to take risks, he's not the leader of the group, don't expect to not be disrespected. That's just how it goes. And so many guys really they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to be this person who doesn't take care of themselves, who doesn't deserve respect, but then they want respect on the other end. If you act uncalibrated socially, act like a victim and all these kinds of things, don't be surprised if you get disrespected. And in fact, it's a really good thing that we disrespect people who act like this because they don't deserve it. And these opportunities come along where men disrespect other men oftentimes. And it really gives you an opportunity to get stronger if you can take it like a man and stop crying about it. Perfect example is myself. When I was growing up, I was homeschooled. I moved to a new town. I knew nobody. My social skills were lacking. And I met all these people who I didn't really relate to that well because I just had moved to a new area and they had different interests. And like I said, I was not that socially calibrated at that time. I come in, I'm the worst athlete at that point. I'm the weakest. I'm not that really mentally strong. I'm not that confident, and I'm lacking in social skills. And I spent that time being the butt of the joke, being at the bottom of the social hierarchy. I was the guy that I could make a joke, somebody else would make the same joke and everyone would laugh at it, but if I made that joke, nobody's gonna laugh at it. I was that kind of guy. And all of these situations, being made fun of, watching myself be the worst athlete and all these kinds of things really drove me to actually level up. And it's a good thing because you're not doing anybody any favors when you tolerate them not living up to a standard. So I would not have probably developed the social skills that I had to develop had I not been made fun of for not having those skills. I would not have developed into the great athlete, into the person who was in physical shape, had I not been made fun of for not being that guy. I went from the weakest to the strongest of my friends because of that drive. So it's very beneficial if you use it in the right way. And that's actually the whole point of this kind of disrespect. When men challenge men in this form of disrespect that we're talking about at this point, it's a way of basically challenging you to level up as a man. It's like when your friends call you a pussy for not going out and doing something, they're basically challenging you to see what you're capable of. Or if you're the weakest and you get made fun of for that, or you're the guy who's not socially calibrated, or you're being a victim, you're not basically living up to your potential, you're gonna get disrespected for that. And it's on you to either be confident enough within yourself to accept it and not be bothered by it, or to actually level up. Because basically these disrespects in this situation are designed to help you calibrate yourself and become the best man you can be. And they're also designed to make sure that you don't take yourself that seriously. Because we all know that guy who can't take a joke at his own expense. And you do not want to be that guy because he's the guy who usually ends up leaving the friend group eventually. The key to this is if you want to be respected like the alpha and the tribe leader and all this stuff, you better be buttoned up and you better play the part, because you're not going to get respected like that if you're not acting like it. And that usually means you need to be the best at whatever the group is put together to do, whether that be a sport, or you're the guy who has the girls around him, or you're the guy who's the most popular, whatever it is, you better be buttoned up in that way, because otherwise you can't expect to be treated like that guy. So to sum it up with this type of disrespect, what you want to do is simply take it as a joke, because that's usually what it is, and then work on improving yourself so that you don't find yourself in that situation. You can take it as a sign to say that I'm not seen as the top dog in this area if I'm getting disrespected in this way. And then along with this, do not react. So many guys who are the butt of the joke in the friend group, the wimpy guy who gets disrespected by his friends, they take it over and over and over and over again, and then they completely really overreact and blow up, and everybody looks at him like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because that's just weird. You can't just go from no reaction to a massive reaction. You gotta like warm people up to it pretty much. Don't tolerate it before it gets to the breaking point. That's what you gotta do. If you don't do that and you just take it over and over again, then blow up, nobody's gonna feel bad for you. They're just gonna think you're weird and they're gonna kick you out of the group. Now, there are two other main situations I wanna talk about that you're gonna receive disrespect from. And the first is from people who are actually beneath you. These are the people who are insecure. You're going after your goals and it threatens them because they don't have the confidence to do it. They're the haters on the internet. They might be friends who just simply don't have self-confidence. Whatever it is, these are people who are gonna try and tear you down through little disrespectful shots and all this kind of stuff. But remember, this has more to do with them than it has to do with you, because people who are really above you and are just really doing well in life don't have the time to sit around knocking you for trying to achieve something. So it's always going to be those people beneath you that disrespect you in this form, or those people who are insecure and want to tear you down and prop themselves up at your expense. And so it's really important when these situations arrive to ignore them straight up. This is not worth your mental energy in any way, and every time you give it fuel, you're basically losing frame. So in these social situations, you have a frame, and your frame is the way you're seeing the world, how you're handling situations, and you don't want somebody to be able to get you reactive. If somebody gets you to react, get emotional, you have jumped into their frame and you've given them control over the situation. So you want to be unaffected by these kinds of things, because at the end of the day, 99.9% of the time, these things have absolutely no impact over your life. So by giving it power over you, you are basically just weakening yourself, weakening your ability to go after your goals, and you're showing that you're not that mentally strong. And really, you just want to accept this as part of being a high value man and going after his goals, is you're going to have people who aren't on that level who are attacking you. I bet when you were in high school, you can think about this. There was the star quarterback or whoever it was who got all the girls. He was the most popular guy, and everybody else low-key resented him. They talked crap about him. They acted like he must be gay, or he's this, whatever. Everybody always had the things they'd say about that kind of guy, right? To try and tear him down, because deep down they wished they were that guy. That's how it always works. Guys always talk crap about the top guy because they can't get to that point and they're jealous of it. So you're either going to be the kind of person who's jealous, or you're going to be the kind of person who's inspired by someone above you. And most people don't have the ability to get past their ego and actually take lessons from somebody who's doing better than them in life, so they just tear that person down instead. So accept this as part of it, ignore it to the best of your ability. If you absolutely can't ignore it, never take it seriously. Just make a joke out of it, act like this person is completely irrelevant. You'll make them look worse and you'll make yourself look better, and you can just move on from there. Now, the second situation that I wanted to touch on here is when you get disrespected by a competitor. This is going to happen in a lot of different situations. You're probably going to encounter this a few times in your life. Maybe it's a competitor who wants a girl that you're interested in, or is going after the girl that you are actually dating, or it might be a physical competition, a sport. It could be literally like some drunk guy at a bar, whatever it is. It's another man who steps up to you on some level and disrespects you, but he's a competitor. He's not trying to disrespect you. He's basically challenging your manhood. And the best way to handle this kind of disrespect is to be prepared as a man. Like I said, these are challenges of your manhood. Whether you might think they are completely ridiculous. If somebody steps up to you to try and fight you, for example, and that is a form of disrespect, they're just challenging you in that way, and you fold and try and act like it's, oh, this is stupid, I'm above all this. Well, you lost that battle as a manhood, man, whether you like it or not. I'm not saying just get crazy reactive and get all angry and start fighting, but you need to definitely act like a man and be prepared as a man, whether you like it or not. And so these situations are going to come along in life, and the best thing you can do is be prepared as a man. That means you need to be on your game. If you're going to step into the arena and compete with other men, you have to expect that crap talk's going to be talked, and just all these kinds of things, and people are trying to accomplish something that you want. If you want anything good in life, other people are going to want it. Like if you want no competition, you want no challenge, you want no threat, then take a mediocre job, get an ugly girl, and just live your life like that. You're gonna have no threats, no challenge, no one's gonna talk crap about you or anything like that. You're gonna have no haters either. So if you want to do that, go this way. If you want to be a baller and actually win, you gotta put up with this, you gotta be prepared. So that means, know how to fight, know how to use your body physically. If you're gonna step into a challenge, you better know how to do it. You better know how to handle yourself verbally and physically, mentally, and intellectually, all these kinds of things. You need to be prepared for these situations, because if you get into this situation with another man and he's competing with you on this level, and you can tell it's basically a challenge in the dominance hierarchy to see who's going to be the alpha of the situation, and whoever wins basically proves they were a bigger man in that situation. So that could be, again, you're going after a girl and this guy's got better game than you. Maybe he's got his career put together more. He's got more money, more status. He's more dominant. He's more alpha, whatever it is. If he beats you, he beats you as a man, and you can get butthurt that he disrespected you, but at the end of the day, you lost the competition, and the best thing you can do is figure out how to win those competitions. If somebody steps up to you, a physical confrontation, they might be way out of line for doing so, but I'd rather them be way out of line and me kick their ass than them be way out of line and they kick my ass, right? So be prepared for those situations. And the real big point to this is that winning is the best revenge for disrespect. If someone disrespects you and you just like own them, you beat them at whatever it is, then you showed them what's good. And like you can like if you lose and you complain about it, well, you still got disrespected, you still feel bad, you lost the encounter, you didn't get what you wanted. So win. And the point to this also is it's way more fun to win when you beat somebody. It's not fun if everybody just pom-poms for you and all this stuff. If somebody stepped up and challenged you, you overcame them, beat them, and proved you were the bigger man, that's a great feeling. So look at it that way and just focus on being the most badass man you can be so that when these situations arrive, you're ready to handle them. And if you got something out of this video, give me a like, hit the subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.